Alright, SlimmBob here. Time for another review. Another film. I've done a few films lately, but I just keep going at pictures and I see a film and I just have the urge to review it, so why not, eh? Well, let's come in, let's keep doing them. And this film, yeah, alright, let's just get on with it. This film's shite. It's a shite film and it's called Piranha 3D. Now, going into this film I didn't expect much. I expected, like, My Bloody Valentine kind of thing, but with piranhas, you know, lots of gore, lots of popping out, 3D effects, not much plot, just effects and fun. That's what I expected. I expected a fun film. Because you looked at the trailer and it looked quite funny. It looked pretty funny. It looked like a good film. Because I like My Bloody Valentine. In 3D, I would never watch it in 2D. Don't get me wrong. The 2D version I would fucking never even... would have been terrible. I can imagine how bad it were. But 3D, it were a great 3D film. It was so gimmicky. If you want a gimmicky 3D film, watch My Bloody Valentine in 3D. That was great 3D fun. But Piranha, it weren't. It fucking weren't at all. Why? People would have paid a lot to see this. No, people would have paid like over a tenner just to watch this film. What a rip-off. You've wasted, you know, you people that have gone to... Because I've got a limited card, so I get in for... It costs me £13.50 a month. And it costs about £8 now, if you're not a student. So that's twice. If you go twice, you've got your money's worth. And I go like every week, so I've got my money's worth. But you idiots that have paid to see Piranha in 3D, when there's films like Toy Story 3 in 3D, or like there's Inception, or Expendables, there's loads of very good films, and you fucking paid to see Piranha. Mugs, right? Anyway, Piranha's shite. I thought it'd be bad, but it's really even worse, because you know how My Bloody Valentine didn't have a plot, really? Well, it kind of did, but every scene, it followed the plot. You advanced through the story with every scene. With this film, half the film don't even need to exist. It's like, half the film's useless. Literally, it's just... They didn't know what to do. Oh, because the plot, what it is, right, there's a lake. Alright, what it is, this lake, turns out, like every year, a load of fucking students decide, you know what, we're going to go onto this lake. I think it says like in the description, like it's 4,000 population of this town. And when students go there, it's like 40,000. So you got like students covering this lake, like 40,000 students. And doing this, and right, that's all they do all the way through, right? You got all these students on this lake, right? And what happens? It turns out the big like crack in the earth opens underneath this lake, and it also turns out that there's another lake underneath the lake. And when they investigate it, they find loads of piranhas, like thousands of these prehistoric piranhas. So the prehistoric piranhas come up and start eating people. It sounds like great fun, doesn't it? It sounds like they could do a lot with that. They could have built backstories at people. They could have made you care about the characters, so when they're in danger you fear for their lives. They could have done all. They could have made a decent film out of it. Instead, what we get is just boobs. Breasts. Half the film is just breasts. And it's like, I don't mind the odd tit, but you know, you pay a tenner, you get, why would you pay a tenner to just watch boobs? You expect a film, you know, internet's free, lots of boobs on the internet, why would you? I don't know. But like, half the film, they have no idea how to advance the plot. So what they decide to do, they just decide, this is what they decide to do.
I'm too sexy for my shirt, too sexy for my shirt, so sexy it hurts. And I'm too sexy for Milan, too sexy for Milan, New York and Japan.
And ladies and gentlemen, you've just watched half of Piranha 3D. How do you feel? And that is half the film. Literally, people just doing that. It's stupid. And then there's so many useless scenes, like the tequila scene, where, like, what happens? Because one of the parts of the film, the main character, I forgot his name because he's a right memorable bloke, him and this lass that he fancies that's never explained, they go on this boat with this porn star, this like porn director and two porn stars, which again is never explained. And they did this scene where like they lay down and they take shots of tequila. So what they do, they put tequila there, salt there, and like the lemon in the mouth. Or it's lime. So then obviously they take the salt, tequila, lime. Right? And it goes on for about 10 minutes. And it's like, we get what you're trying to do. And so obviously they do a bit where the lass is there, the bloke's there, they fancy each other and all that shit. And they try and build it up. And then she throws up. And it's just waste 10 minutes of your life. There's loads of stupid scenes on that boat. Like, there's a bit where like, what is it now? It's a right weird scene where, because obviously there's a porn director, and what they decide to do, these two lasses, they go underwater, and they start doing this right strange swimming underwater, nude, and it's like, what's the point? And he's there, but like, oh, this is so hot, oh, look at these, they're like, it gets straight into it, and it's like, why are they underwater? I don't get it. And he's there for about 5 minutes just going, oh, this is so hot, look at this, you bastard, fucking look at this. Cause it was shite that, and none of the characters are developed at all. That's a wasted scene. They die and it's like, oh, right. There's like the odd funniest joke as well, like, I'm going to spoil it for you because I don't want you to watch it. If you watch it, then you're a mug. So I'm going to spoil it for you. There's a bit, it's like one of the funniest bits in film, and it's not even that funny. It's like, there's a bit, because you know the porn bloke, he like, what he does, he goes in water, doesn't he? And he gets eaten, his bottom half gets eaten, kind of. He gets on the boat and he realises his knob's missing. So what happens, he goes back into water and you see his knob in the water, and it like does this weird 3D knob. I've never seen a knob in 3D before, but that's the first time. And then the piranha just goes crum like that and eats it, and that was right funny. And then it spits it out and you get like a mangled knob, and it's like, yeah, thanks for that. But that was like one of the funniest bits in film. And it wasn't that funny, because it spoiled its own joke by showing you the mangled knob. I don't know, see, this is all, if you notice what I've been talking about for ages, just tits, porn, and knobs. Because this is what this film's about. It's not about piranhas, it's about some sick bloke who thinks, you know what, I'm going to make a porno underwater. And he makes the most softcore thing you can find. And fucking, then he goes on about this mutiny, and there's a weird backstory about main character and his brother and sister need babysitting, so he decides, you know what, fuck them, they're like 7 years old, I'm gonna leave them because that's what you do, you're fucking responsible. You leave 7-year-olds on their own in house when you've got all these people who could blooming smash your, they could terrorise them. But no, he decides they're not important and he fucks off. Because he's a knob. Because these characters are stupid. straight crap, this film. You know what? I don't need to go on about it. Just, and I'll spoil it. I'll not spoil it. He's in it at all. Christopher Lloyd. I saw him, and he was the only redeeming factor in this film. He just plays the same character as always played, but you know what I mean. You gotta have. I'm quite surprised when I saw his name in credits. My advice: just do not watch this film. It's a bit white. It's terrible. Terrible value for money. You know, if you want to see a 3D film, see Toy Story 3 instead. Do not waste your money on it. You will not. You'll come out of the cinema thinking I've just fucking wasted a tenner. It seriously is poor value for money. So you know what? Because it's absolute bollocks. One finger. It's a terrible film. It's not entertaining. My Bloody Valentine, that were good value for money. That it entertained you throughout, and plot were good enough to keep you going. It were alright. Effects were good. That were a good film. But this half the time you're just bored waiting for something to happen, because it just breasts. It thinks it can distract you with breasts. I wanted to see piranhas eating people for an hour and a half, but that didn't happen. We just got tits, and really fake tits as well. They're not real tits. They've got tits at all. It's not a good film, anyway. You get my point. Anyway, you got it. This is SlimmBob. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts.